This week, we got a pretty big announcement coming out of the Avalanche ecosystem and the SuperVerse ecosystem as Ellio Trades and Alex Becker are launching a brand new decentralized exchange that acts as a pretty well-rounded DeFi play. So in this video, I'm going to go over top to bottom what they are launching, what is the intricacies of the DeFi side. They have the 3-3 model, all these different DeFi methods baked into this platform from previous platform successes. What do I think about this? My full raw unfiltered thoughts in this video, and also how you can get involved and start potentially earning yourself an allocation into the upcoming black hole token. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. And we're going to waste no time today, but first and foremost, like the video and subscribe to the channel down below for more every single week here on In the Game. We have you covered straightforward with all the alpha from gaming, AI, RWA, and more. And of course, check out our sponsors down below in the description. You can check out our sponsors from Blowfin as well as 𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. And if you're not using our native software product here from In the Game and myself, Hustlepedia Nexus, I would absolutely drop down below and check it out. It is one of the most well-versed platforms in all of crypto. You get all the on-chain data across tokens, NFTs, Web3 games, as well as the best portfolio tracker in all of crypto. We also have trading on the way. So you can check out Nexus down below in the description, and you can get started now absolutely free. Now let's just jump right into it. Obviously, I mentioned we're not going to waste time today. I want to give my unfiltered thoughts on the upcoming new DEX platform built on Avalanche by SuperVerse, co-founded by Alex Becker and Ellio Trades. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So first of all, they are building on Avalanche, and obviously we got the Avalanche pillow behind me. You guys know I'm a big AVAX bull, and I'm just surprised that with all the recent developments that AVAX has not caught up in price this cycle. I mean, when we look at where it's sitting now at 25 bucks, it is up 12% almost on the daily, but still, this just seems so criminally undervalued to me. As I mentioned here, it's kind of sickening how undervalued AVAX is when you think they have the best games from Off the Grid MapleStory, top sports entity, Sports Illustrated, and FIFA, who's building an L1 chain. They announced that literally today. And then on top of that, BlackRock is building on Avalanche. Like, to me, this will be a huge catch-up trade this cycle. And once again, we have another platform coming to Avalanche, and that is the Black Hole DEX. So one thing that's been thriving a lot on AVAX recently, alongside AI, meme coins, has been DeFi. DeFi narrative has been crushing it on Avalanche, and it makes sense. We will look at their numbers here on 𝗪𝗏 in just a second, but I want to dive into what this platform is. So we have Black Hole, which is built by SuperVerse, once again, like I mentioned, co-founded by Becker and Ellio, and on top of that, it is backed officially by the Avalanche Foundation. That stamp of approval is big. I do believe that AVAX will get behind this and push this to the forefront and try to make it one of their bigger DeFi platforms on the AVAX chain. But introducing Black Hole, the ultimate trading and liquidity hub for all blockchain projects on AVAX. So a lot of things. It is built natively on AVAX, so whenever it says all blockchain projects on AVAX, I wonder if it's only going to cater to AVAX. So as mentioned, I'm going to give my unfiltered thoughts throughout this video. That makes me wonder, is it only going to be on AVAX? Or, you know, because if it's backed by the foundation, it definitely seems AVAX native. And it says for all projects on Avalanche. So that'll be something to look forward to. I wouldn't be surprised if they catered to multi-chain, but if the native DEX was built on Avalanche. So we'll see how that plays out later on. Nonetheless, very bullish that they are using Avalanche's technology. And obviously, Avalanche has some of the best projects in all of crypto. So it combines the best elements of DeFi, and I'm going to get into a more simplified version of this. So if you're looking at all this stuff and saying, whoa, vote escrow, V3 pools, V33 token design. We'll simplify this for you here in just a second, but they're going to have their own Genesis pools, which are basically pre-TGE projects doing liquidity seeding, which empowers projects to launch with community-aligned, efficient liquidity, and contributors who contribute liquidity into these launches will earn yield-bearing LP tokens, driving organic growth. So it's bootstrapping, reimagined. And they mention here that they are choosing Avalanche because they deliver speed, low fees, and scalability. From DeFi to GameFi to AI, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 powers all high growth ecosystems with a user-friendly DEX that is open to all. And we have testnet coming live soon. So whenever it mentions testnet, that also brings me to my second caveat and my thought on this. They're seemingly building their own Avalanche L1. It seems like the black hole DEX will be built on its own native Avalanche L1 if they are mentioning testnet. So you can check out the full document here. And also, Ellio did post a video going over it. But if you don't know some of the DeFi terms, this might be a little bit foreign to you. So I do want to roll through this really quickly in a much more simplified manner. But for SuperVerse, this is their first native product coming out of the ecosystem. They obviously have their token, and the token, as they say, it's integrated across a ton of Web3 games. We're partnered with them on Nexus. They're partnered up with 𝗖𝗵𝗆, IMX, obviously 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, which Becker and Ellio are the founders of. We'll talk about that here in just a second, with Beam, Off the Grid. So the list just goes on. And a lot of these, if you do just pay attention, are built on Avalanche. So they already have a lot of Avalanche embedded partners, which is very bullish as far as, you know, if you're going to go into the Avalanche ecosystem, you're already embedded with a ton of AVAX projects. This could work in their favor. But the focus on Twitter, first of all, he did a great job of breaking this down. So if you are a DeFi newbie or you're new to crypto, maybe you follow me or you follow Alex and Ellio and you just want to know more about the platform, he did a great job here. So my first thing would be follow the focus because he's helping a lot in this video. So let's just go point by point here, and I will give my thoughts on every single bullet point on this list, and then get into the pros and the cons, some of the things that I hope to see from the platform, some of the things that I hope don't happen from the platform. So let's just jump into it. Black hole, no tokens for the team founders or insiders, and this is built by Alex Becker and Ellio Trades. Now, unless you are new to crypto or you're living under a rock, obviously Alex traditionally in his normal career has built Hyros, sold it for over $100 million valuation, and then Ellio is the founder of SuperVerse, but they collaboratively are the founders of 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. And although 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 may not be heralded in that same light as an 𝗔𝗂𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 to me, I don't know that there's many more successful NFT projects than 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. They came out in the peak NFT hype of 2021. These things were trading at 40 ETH when ETH was $4,000. Like, 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is one of the best cultures in crypto gaming. There's tons of builders. I own an S1 and an S2. I've been in there since almost day one, since right whenever the S2s launched, and then I picked up an S1 as well. So 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 has been here for the long haul, and Alex and Ellio built this community together. So seeing them work together on another project, to me, that's bullish. I mean, they brought together a ton of good minds in the crypto gaming space, and a lot of good products have come out of 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. So they're saying no tokens for teams, founders, or insiders. They're saying there won't be insiders. So me making this video, let's just say for an example, I am not an insider, but they will not give me tokens, okay? This does not mean because I'm friends with Ellio or whatever the case is that I get tokens. So first and foremost, the thing online I've seen a lot is, oh, this is going to be a KOL grift. Everyone's going to make money except for the users. But that's the whole premise that the platform is built on, that there's no tokens for insiders. There's no Ellio and Alex are saying they're not getting tokens, right? All the tokens will go to the community, talking about the black hole community. It's built to solve the broken token launch model. And they're building this off the fact that Ellio believes there's two things in crypto. There's attention and there is liquidity. Attention assets are the meme coins, hype-driven, community-heavy projects. You know, we're talking about Pepe, Doge, etc. And then we have liquidity and revenue assets, which are DEXs and protocols with real flow. Most people focus on attention assets. It's been the meme coin super cycle at the end of the day. That is exactly what people have been focused on. And Black Hole is about locking down the liquidity side. And in his 8-minute video, he mentions, Sony came into Web3, but they built their own blockchain. They want it native, but they don't want to build their own back-end liquidity hub. And Ellio feels like Black Hole, for example, could be a big solution for entities like Sony, or think Riot Games or Activision, Epic Games, whatever the case is, that they don't want to build their own DEX. But you could be a plugin, which is what Black Hole is hoping to be for these big entities. It's built on AVAX, officially backed by the foundation, which is huge. That means they're going to give full marketing support, etc. Usually means a little bit of liquidity support. And what makes this different than other DeFi protocols? Well, it's combining the best elements of some of the most popular ones: Curve, Solidly, Aerodrome. It uses the 3-3 model, which is token locking for power plus emissions, but there are super massive VNFTs for permanent locks. You might be wondering, Hustle, what the hell is a supermassive VNFT? But that's why we're here to break it down for you. So this is enabling the more tokens burn, the more valuable Black becomes. So they're trying to fix the project's going to market problem. So the Launchpad problem. Launchpads give early access usually to either investors or insiders. From there, retail ends up investing after launch and holding the bag. These Genesis pools that Black Hole is trying to launch is the goal to aim to fix that. So projects deposit tokens. So let's just say, for example, Spellborn. They are the first project to publicly announce that they are partnered with Black Hole. They are doing their token launch, the Spellborn token, on Black Hole. So they are saying the reason is they want it on-chain, open, and community powered. So this will be the first game that we have seen. I don't know that it'll be the first launch, but it's the first announcement of a launch using the Black Hole platform. So think of it, they'll deposit the Born tokens, right? But the community will be the ones who provide the liquidity. USDC, ETH, AVAX, whatever the case is. No sniping, no day one dumping. Rewards only go to the community and early supporters and not insiders. Obviously, coming off of the meme fiasco, I think that everyone wants a platform like this. This fixes a lot of the things that a lot of people are scared of in meme coins. Like, okay, these people got allocated supply of this coin. Of course, they're going to go on their Twitter and pump it, and then they're going to dump it on our heads, and then it goes to zero, and then, well, no one wins. And especially whenever the community loses, everyone loses. That's really the mantra of every, really, project, etc. If your community doesn't win or win alongside you, if the community loses, everyone loses. So I love this ideology, and I hope to see if Spellborn's the first one. I want to see exactly how this plays out, and then, if this is a success, a lot of projects will flock to Black Hole. So the model itself is very appealing. I do like that quite a bit. The founders get 0 liquid tokens. So think of Spellborn, their team, not going to have any liquid tokens. They're permanently locked and burned. The community earns everything, and it's aligned only by success and real protocol fees. So the projects can earn fees, which I do enjoy that model. It's more of a revenue-based model. And look, if the token or the project is crap, no one's going to go buy it anyway, right? So I do love this. And SuperVerse is tied in deeply. So this is the main point that I really wanted to go over too. So I've seen a lot of people online. We've covered the insider stuff. We've covered that Alex and Ellio are getting no tokens. We've covered the fact that there's not a pre-sale. All the tokens are community-based, community-owned. There's the lock-to-earn model. You can burn tokens to earn more Black. The more tokens that get burned, Black is going to be way higher valued as they're taken off the market. But SuperVerse is the founder and equity partner who built and funded the Black Hole platform. Now, so a lot of people have asked me, Hustle, I don't like the fact that they're segmenting this into 2 tokens. They'll lose focus. Whenever you have to cater to 2 projects, you're just not going to be as dedicated to one as the other, or whatever the case is. And look, I can feel that from I have two projects. I have 𝗕𝗫𝗀𝗀 up here above me. That is my NFT gaming community, which is also alpha. We give signals, portfolio. You can buy that on OpenSea, for example, if you want to get into our private group. But I also have Nexus, our software platform, but they're objectively two very different things. And eventually I hope to intertwine the value between them both. And that is exactly what they are doing with the Super and the black hole token and protocol. So as we go back here, we see that obviously SuperVerse owns black holes. So if black hole's a success, that should drive value accrual to the overall token and holding company, you could say, in a traditional investing landscape that SuperVerse would be. In this circumstance, 10% of all protocol fees, which is a pretty healthy chunk, by the way, is going to go to buy back Super. This is the start of Super's on-chain buyback era. So I love this. And you might be wondering, Hustle, is there an example out there that does this on their own protocol? Absolutely there is. The most bullish coin in all of crypto does this, okay? Hyperliquid. This thing has gone from $10 a month ago to $33. And the reason being is not only is it one of the best platforms and projects in all of crypto, the flywheel works, right? So these fees every single day that you're seeing on the screen, they take a portion of this every day and they buy back the Hyperliquid hype token. I absolutely love the thought process of, okay, if black hole, I was going to say Avalanche, if black hole can capture some of these stablecoin TVL, the revenue, the app revenue, the fees, etc., that we're seeing here, I mean, there's $1.6 billion locked in DeFi on the Avalanche chain. So even if they can just capture small percentages of that, as well as some of the DEX volume on the chain, which I believe their DEX volume here over the last 24 hours is 153 million. So let's say they can capture 10% of that and 1% of the TVL. That's going to be bullish on its own. And the fees going back to the users and also going back to the projects, but at the same time going to buy back the SuperVerse token. I think the flywheel makes sense, and I absolutely love the idea of that. So it is more so that the ecosystem is well-rounded and the flywheel gives back value everywhere. Super benefits from the success from Black, but not only that, the black hole fees go to buying back the Super token. So very bullish in that regard that they're intertwining the projects so in depth. So the big question for you guys is now going to be how to get the Black token. And this is pretty straightforward. There's two ways, okay? For me, I'm just staking my bag. I think I staked like 90% of my SuperVerse tokens. There is no unlock period, so you don't have to lock up your time-locked tokens or anything like that. You can stake and you can unstake any given time that you want to. So that's number one. I feel very confident backing Ellio and Becker on this, seeing the success of NeoTokyo, seeing the influence that they both drive. I know they'll drive volume to this platform. And if Spellborn or any other launches on Black Hole are successes, this is going to be a really, really good proposition. So the number one thing here, super stakers, I think, are the number one beneficiaries. If you're staking your super, I think you're going to win from this. So I'm staking my super, like I said, about 90% of my liquid tokens I am staking. Obviously, I'm putting my faith in Ellio Becker, SuperVerse, and the Avalanche Foundation, and simply just backing what I think could end up being one of the hottest DeFi products on Avalanche. So you can do that if you have liquid or you have super tokens that you are holding. But on top of that, you can also simply just retweet, comment, and engage, and they will be giving out allocations into the token. So if you want to play the SocialFi game, you can definitely do that. If you want to play the liquid game and stake your tokens, I think this is a 100% certain way to get an allocation into the Black token. But my overall thoughts, I'm bullish. I think that the flywheel that they're going with, we've seen proof of concept, okay? Hyperliquid does it, so if they can generate enough volume, that's going to be a very, very bullish buy pressure on the Super token. And I think that if we see Black Hole succeed, Super's value accrual is just going to go up. And I think both of these platforms have immense upside. Like I mentioned, if you want to get involved, easiest way, stake your Super. If you want to do the SocialFi side, you can simply interact and see if you get lucky, if you had some value underneath their post to get an allocation into Black Hole. But the fact that this is built on AVAX, built by names that have built
one of the best NFT communities in the game so far. And on top of that, knowing the influence and liquidity they can drive, I think that Black Hole has a lot of potential for success. But I want to know your thoughts down below in the comment section as well. Are you staking your super? Do you want exposure to this? What do you think about Alex Becker and Ellio Trades, this being their second project? I love the concept. I do want to see the execution. Now for me, whenever this goes out to testnet and onto mainnet, I will do top to bottom tutorials on how to use this. And we'll also go over the success, the fees, the buyback flywheel, because we do hold super on this channel. And of course, I do hold Avalanche. So this will be very close on my radar. You guys like the video down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. As always, play well, my friends, and of course, stay bullish, my friends.